Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a daily spread tarot reading. The fun part about this is I am actually using the page that is on my Etsy page. It basically goes over the deck use, the keywords, intuitive interpretation, on all of that fun stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and start off here. I'm really excited to go ahead and complete this for you. The deck that I'm reading from today is, we have a little bit of the nigh intuitive cards, as well as the Ryder Waite deck. A little bit about this deck is I've had this deck for about 15 years now, and it was given to me by a Native American medicine woman in Arizona who's actually married to my uncle, so it's my aunt. And she's such a nice person. But this deck is about 65 years old. I have a little instruction about that, and if anybody wants to know a little bit further about the decks that I use, I can go ahead and do a video on that. But one of the fun things that I'm excited about doing right now is, like, we will scratch that. Basically, what I'm going to explain is that I read intuitively, as well as the symbolism of some of the cards, and what I get from spirits and the guides. I am a psychic medium. I have been a reader for 22 years. This is my full-time profession. I have an Etsy page, Silver Earth and Moon, where I sell readings, and this is basically just what I'm doing. And I've decided to come back on here on YouTube and to give readings to the community, and just to really give people some peace of mind, help them know what they want, and give everybody like a little bit of psychic development tips and things of that sort. So what the biggest thing to learn from here is that whoever gets this message, the message is meant for you. It doesn't matter what time or date it is, even if it's this couple years later. Energy transcends through time and space. So I'm setting the intention right now that this message reaches the right person and the person that it's meant to reach. Now, the first thing we're going to ask is, what do I need to know in my life at this point? What do I need to know? Well, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and not ask that question. Let's ask, what we need to learn now is what my current energy is. Let's see how you're feeling right now. Let's get some clarity. Okay, so right now it talks about how you're stepping away from a situation. Recently, you just decided to really get away from something that was no longer serving you. It's almost like you've raised your vibration and you've gone through a spiritual awakening where you really realize where your worth has been met. You're really recognizing who you are as a person, and you're doing a lot of healing at this point. And because of that, it's causing all the old energy to bleed away from you, and it's really bringing you into this great place in your life. But it's also bringing a lot of change, and with change sometimes comes stress. It's not a lot of rocky waters that are going on here. It's just kind of figuring out what's going on at this moment in time, finding peace with yourself, accepting who you are now at this point, and then allowing other people to accept you from this point. A lot of the times when we go through a spiritual awakening, or a part in our life where we really have grown mentally and spiritually, you learn how to you learn that the people that are in your life sometimes don't really agree with that. And a lot of the times it's the closest people to us that don't allow us to really, hold on. Sorry, that was my kids. Sometimes it's the closest people that we have in our lives are the ones that kind of have a hard time adjusting to our new selves, and the things that are going on with that. So what this is talking about is to go ahead and set boundaries. Boundaries are really important right now at your time in life, and that you really need to set some ground rules on how you're going to handle things from that way forward. And then if your boundaries aren't respected, then you need to go ahead and take yourself out of that situation, which I see you're almost kind of already doing at this point. And that's basically what this card is meaning. You're just really kind of stepping away from old things and bringing them to the new. Let's see what it has. Freedom. To be free means to follow your inner voice no matter what there is on the outside. Listen and take guided action. So how wonderful is that? We're just talking about like accepting yourself, being free, listening to your inner voice, and accepting your own self and allowing the old things to bleed away. Let's see, what is an upcoming obstacle? Oh, here we go. So this upcoming obstacle is saying that sometimes you might regress just a little bit on this healing path, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that you do so much and you go forward so quickly that you sometimes find the change to be a little frightening, and you know, everybody has felt that once or twice before, and you hermit into yourself. You kind of go within yourself and you do a little bit of self-reflection, but then you come out of that. So that's the obstacle right now, is to try not to you know, go back into your shell. Try to stay there, stay in uncomfortable waters, deal with the change and things of that sort. Keep yourself busy, and then you'll be able to move past any obstacle that's coming to you. And then it says, what do I need? Lastly, we'll say, what do I need to focus on and embrace this week? It's all about healing. I mean, I feel like this whole reading has been about healing and being able to accept help. So it's like you have reached this point where you're really proud of yourself and you really have grown exponentially. You've really embraced who you are. You've really just, I mean, this is incredible. Typically, you don't get readings like this where you're like, life is so great. And like, really, life is going great for you. You're leaving behind the past. You're bringing in nothing but positivity. But it also is saying that it's okay to accept help from some people. I'm sure the guides are also saying they speak to you through other people. So if you're speaking to somebody about what's going on in your life, you're getting advice. It just could be through other people. Like, so if it sounds good and what they're saying to you resonates and it feels good in your heart and it feels good, like this makes sense, then go ahead and follow that advice. They often say that the universe, God, whoever you believe in, speaks through other people. And I'm definitely a firm believer of that. So you just need to listen to the advice around you, and don't be afraid to accept some help. Don't be so afraid to accept help. Yeah. I mean, I can't really explain it any better than that. Let's draw one more oracle card for you before we wrap this up. Simplicity. The simple way corresponds to the universal laws. Everything complicated has a source in the spring of the analytical mind. Observe the children. Okay, so it's basically just talking about how everything goes on in life corresponds with universal law. We have polarity. We have I don't know, my brain is like blanking out when it comes to that. Hold on. Okay, so I looked a little bit into this, and it talks about how everything that's happening right now has a source to it. So if you're experiencing something that's going to have a complication to it, maybe like an outside source is coming in and really kind of messing things up for you, there's a source that it's coming from. So if we break that down to really literal and how I feel about this, I feel like there's going to be something coming on with another person. There's going to be another situation or an obstacle coming on from that other person, like somebody's talking bad about you behind your back, or they're disrupting some kind of flow that you have with like your new energy. They don't like the new thing that you have going on for you. It's like they're stopping you from receiving your gifts, and that's coming from a place of jealousy. And to accept that and just go ahead and send them love and light and move on. Don't allow that to bring down your energy, because all it's going to do is bring down your energy, and that's what it is. It's going to regress you into, you know, hermiting into yourself. So yeah, that's exactly what we're getting here, is that there's going to be an outside source that's going to try and stop you from really growing. And I'm almost seeing that when it comes to work. There's somebody in work that's really just hindering you and hindering your progress and talking bad about you, and to just send them love and light and not allow that negativity to go down, because they said that your truth comes out, the truth comes out in the end, and that you're going to be recognized for what you are always, and nobody can say anything behind your back that will do any damage, because you're just on such a high vibrational path. So I hope that helped. Go ahead and find my channel for more videos currently like this. I try to keep it a little short. Like, comment, and subscribe. How you felt about this reading. And then if you need anything else, you can find my Etsy page on etsy.com/silver earth and moon, or go ahead and send me an email. My email's down in the link, and we can go ahead and schedule a reading from there. Thanks so much. You guys have a blessed day.